ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Holguin. Today we're doing a reaction to Honest Trailer's Venom. Now, I did not hate Venom like a lot of critics did. I thought Venom was a fun, campy movie. It reminded me of those like old school 2000 movies. And Tom Hardy acts his ass off in this movie. My boys, he tries so hard to put on a perfect performance. And honestly, I think he did. So let's just jump right into this Honest Trailer's reaction. It's good to be back. I haven't uploaded in a while. I apologize for that. Celebrating New Year's with the fam out of town, but now I'm back. Need to unpack. Let's jump into this reaction. 3, 2, 1. Let's freaking go.
From the studio that Marvel lets play with their toys comes the Spider-Man villain everyone wanted to see on screen until they did.
Hey, Parker.
Oh, yeah! But this time, they can't even afford to put Spider-Man in it. Venom. Get ready for a gnarly, sick, tight movie you'll love. As long as you're the kind of person who says gnarly, sick, and tight.
And drink
as
Monster.
The genre runs out of Silver Age heroes to adapt and enters the extreme 90s era of leather jackets and attitude for a film that would have been so much better if it were rated R. But it made almost $1 billion, so what do we know?
More than
With
Justice
this,
League.
Tom Hardy doing just the most with the role of Eddie Brock as he plays the investigative reporter like a crackhead squirrel. You'll be captivated by his New York accent.
I have spent a significant amount of time with one of these creatures up my ass.
His ever-changing man bracelets. And so many weird little noises, you'll wonder if they've been covering his mouth for a reason. Watch everything change when he's infected by an evil splooge from outer space who goes by Venom, a member of a parasitic race that's gonna conquer Earth unless humanity can somehow get its hands on a halfway decent sound system. Together, they'll chomp their way through good and bad guys alike, prompting audiences everywhere to wonder, does Eddie Brock know what human flesh tastes like? Is he technically a cannibal? When Venom bites off a head, does Eddie have to crap out the skull later? Were these all of Dom's favorite parts that got cut out? Enjoy a film of charm and action.
Oh my God, excuse me.
While they bore you to death with science talk.
We're collecting this data as quickly as possible.
One of the organisms got out of containment.
Lots and lots of science talk.
You discovered a gene therapy that literally doubles the life expectancy of pancreatic
Why
cancer.
are all these hosts showing this hyperacute rejection?
Metabolic abnormalities that are making it hard for your body to maintain homeostasis.
Are you seeing this? He's achieved symbiosis.
It's just renal, endocrine, they're
We're
behaving
loading the probe and
abnormally.
running diagnostics. Even fully automated, you can't pilot that craft all alone.
Directing the boredom is the not-so-secretly evil Carlton Drake, a man who wants to destroy humanity in order to save it.
We brought the planet to the brink of extinction.
A plan shared by this film's villain, Infinity Wars, Mission Impossible Fallouts, and The Predators. And that's just in 2018. Thrill
Almost
as Drake
every
assumes
single
his
one.
final form, Raisin Venom. Then finish your
Raisin.
intro as the action concludes with two syrupy blotches wrestling each other like a Winamp visualizer with teeth.
It really whips the llama's ass.
But Venom's not just an action movie, it's also a love story, as Eddie is torn between his love of Michelle Williams' terrible wig
I'm sorry about Venom.
and the special guy inside of him who's ready to make the leap from I to we.
We are Venom.
And no, it's not weird that I shipped Simbrock. The movie made $250 million in China, and this is how they advertised it. Look, ever since Tumblr changed, this is all I got left. Let me have this one.
Bestiality at its finest.
So enjoy a comic book film that isn't bogged down by 20 other episodes like the MCU or the grandiose pretensions of the DC Universe.
This is amazing.
And sometimes it's fun to watch a movie that's just a movie. Even though it did so well, Sony will probably use it to kickstart an entire cinematic universe. Hard pass, Sony. Hard pass. Unless you get Flubber. Starring Sad Max, Inky and the Veins, Dan from Veep, and Dan from Venom. Man Taster by the Sea, Elon Musk, Everyone Goops, the Rialto Theater, and That's the Rialto Theater as well. The Rialto Theater again. What theater is that? Oh, it's the Rialto.
I'm the leprechaun, huh?
Close Encounters of the Turd Kind.
Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
If your turds are thin or light enough to roll in the wind, please call your gastroenterologist. Slow
man.
motion, like baby lotion.
Is
I
Venom
like to
one of
have
the
my
greatest,
elbows tickle.
worst movies of all time? Like, look,
Firefly is the opposite.
it obviously
of
wasn't,
Waterfall.
like, amazing, but it was
Just
good. You know, it had its
blockbuster.
moments. It's watchable. It is very
Knock,
watchable.
let the devil in.
It's better than what I expected, that's for sure. I didn't hate it. I didn't feel like wanting to get out of the theater and walking away. I enjoyed it. It had moments where I laughed and I was like, whoa. You know, it had my attention for many of it. Yeah, there is a lot of problems with it, but my boy, it almost made a bill. It made more than Justice League. It made a shitload of money, and I honestly do believe that Tom Hardy should win an Oscar for it, because you cannot tell me Tom Hardy was not acting his ass off in that movie. Like, my boy tried. He dragged the soul of that character with him, my dude. He tried so hard to be that character in such an amazing way. I'm sorry, I took this down. Just, you know, Justice League. But look, I liked it. I thought it was a cool movie. Like I said, it reminded me of those early 2000 superhero movies. It was okay. You know, it was decent. There wasn't bad. I think that the box office showed that there was an interest in that character, and I think word of mouth of it either being one of the worst movies ever or one of the funnest movies ever really got people's attention, and people wanted to watch it, and it ended up being a huge hit. And I fully expect Sony to build off this and build their own universe, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I do know they want Venom to be in the MCU, but it's going to be very weird to see how they construct those deals when it comes to these characters. And it's just really unfortunate that Marvel is just like broken to pieces with different characters, with different studios. You would just hope that they would all just be under one tentpole, kind of like DC. But even though with DC, it's still a mess. But DC's fixing itself because Aquaman was amazing. But still, I really wish that all these Marvel characters would just be under one place, so they could all be used for one capacity. Luckily, we got the X-Men and Fantastic Four coming over now to the MCU. I think it's time for Sony to just let Disney take over and just make their own things, man. Let them do it. Or, you know what? At this point, if you're Sony, if I'm going to be pretty petty and be like, hey man, we had Into the Spider-Verse that was hugely successful. We had Venom, which was hugely successful. Do we really need the MCU and Disney at this point? They could be cocky about it because Sony actually had a pretty good year. But anyways, my boys, if you like this video, slap that thumb, subscribe, and join that Hollywood Click. We are back to daily uploads Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. I do apologize for missing like the last 3 days. I have been busy going through some shit, going over some things, but we are back to daily uploads. It's a huge year for this channel. We got merch coming soon. You're not going to want to miss it. Subscribe. Join that quick. I'm sorry for sneezing. Like, I was embarrassing. I apologize for it. I'm really sorry for going in there to press it because my thing was dying and I had to put it like low battery. Huge story. This is a terrible reaction. I'll see you guys later on. You guys enjoy your day. Too sweet.